All right, what's going on, guys, gals, and non binary pals? My name is Matt, and welcome to my first Black Ops 6 gameplay. Honestly, man, I cannot believe that I'm saying the words Black Ops 6. It feels like yesterday that I was playing Black Ops 2 every day while I was supposed to be doing university projects or working or many different other things, spending time with my beautiful wife or girlfriend at the time. But anyways, and I remember playing Black Ops 3 for the same reasons, and now it feels crazy that we're here. I'm still making videos, I'm still playing it, still enjoying it for the most part. There's moments where I'm like, why am I still even bothering to play this? But you know what? It's at times it's also it still brings me quite a bit of joy. Just you know, doing what I've always done. It's it feels like it's been quite a journey, and I'm happy to still be here and still be doing this. Like it just it's familiar, it's fun, and I hope all y'all are enjoying the ride with me. So anyways, the gameplay today is not anything particularly special from an individual performance standpoint by any means. I would say it's just a pretty sweaty game of Hardpoint on, I think this map's called Skyline. um I think I go positive. I honestly, I can't remember. There's a few like decent individual plays that I make, but I would say overall, like, just because I haven't played in so long, I feel like I'm kind of behind the eight ball a little bit, especially with the movement mechanics. I think that actually will be quite a big skill gap in this game, is going to be, okay, who can figure out the omni movement the fastest and who can like make it work for them the fastest. So I feel like I need to just like jump into private matches, like at least when the full game comes out, and just work on my controller settings, kind of go through, like, there's so many settings in the game. I was watching an exclusive Ace video earlier this week, and I just couldn't believe all the settings that he was going through, and I didn't even know half of them were in the game. I was like, holy shit, there's an entire menu system here that I didn't even know existed when I was playing the first weekend of the beta. So I was kind of like, oh shit, maybe I should actually go through these settings and see if there's something else that'll work for me. Especially the controller settings. Like, I remember, I think I switched to my current controller setup way back in Advanced Warfare when they brought in the jetpacks the first time, and what I had done then to save my thumbs was, there's a nice little two-piece or whatever, but I had switched one of my, because I have the elite controller with the paddles on the back, like Scuff or whatever, and there I decided to put my sprint button on my right side paddle instead of, usually it's like A, B, left and right paddles, but I have A and the left stick click on my paddles, and I've had that set up for a very, very long time and haven't messed with it. And I don't know if I should maybe either add a paddle, because with the elite controller you can have a 4 paddle setup. I feel like that might break my brain a little bit, because I've always just used the 2 paddle setup because the old Scuffs were like that. So I don't know if I should add a couple of paddles for like melee and crouch or something, because I feel like if I had both stick clicks on the paddles, it would help me with the omni movement a little bit, so I could focus just on moving with the sticks and not worry about clicking them. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that. If anybody has any suggestions or anything, I feel like I might try it, at least like adding a 3rd paddle at least, so I have like 2 paddles on my right side for sprint and crouch, so I can like slide and dive and all that with the one side, and then jump still on my left side, and like maybe I could add a 4th one on my jump side as well. But I feel like adding 1 paddle is going to be hectic enough. Like, I actually did that recently. Well, recently being like almost probably a year ago now with Rocket League, where I added, actually, I had never played with paddles in Rocket League, and I added a paddle on my right side for boost. Anybody knows that game? Like, I know the viewership between COD and Rocket League, probably the Venn diagram is probably very thin. But it's like you have jump, camera, boost, and power slide all on the buttons, and it's really hard to do all that while also doing everything else that you need to in that game. So anyways, I'd put boost. Like, really the thing is that you want to be able to boost and jump at the same time, like press A and B at the same time. It's just so hard to do that with your thumb. So anyways, I do have a track record of, teaching an old dog new tricks. It did take me a long time. I want to say like probably 2 or 3 months of playing almost every day to really get to a point now where I feel comfortable using that setup. So I don't know. I don't know if I'll play this COD enough to make it worth it to change my setup that drastically. I mean, adding one button isn't really a drastic change, I would say. But it definitely would, like I said before, it would break my brain a little bit, just because, I'm almost 32, and it just, I don't have that type of, young man's ability to adapt on the fly like I used to. More set in my ways, for sure. Or I tell myself that anyway. I feel like if you asked any of my friends, or at least my brother, like, they just tell you I've been an old man since I was 16 anyway, so who cares? But yeah, I guess I could talk about the actual beta a little bit. I did enjoy it, like, as it has been basically since, I want to say, everything after Black Ops 3. And maybe that's just a product of me getting worse because I'm playing less. But I mean, the outcry in the community has been against skill-based matchmaking for a long time. So I feel like, it probably isn't just me. But yeah, the skill-based matchmaking in this game is just fucking turned up like crazy, man. It's very hard to get into a game and not feel like you're playing for $100,000 at COD Champs or something, like it feels so sweaty every single game. There were a couple games in the beta where, my team kind of, I wouldn't say stomped the other team, but we comfortably won. And that was the exception to the rule. Like, most games I was going pretty much even though you get like, kills, like eliminations count as your kills even if you don't kill the person. So like, I'm probably going negative a lot of games, to be completely honest with you. Like, if we're just going off of the people that I actually killed, it's probably negative most games. So that's tough. Like, the skill-based matchmaking, I mean, it is what it is now. Like, I'm not going to complain about it anymore. It's just kind of like, that's what COD is now. If you want to play like that, that's the rules of engagement, right? But aside from that, like, I feel like the game itself is quite good. The guns all felt really good. Obviously the Jackal needed a nerf, which it got. As I'm recording this, they just released the patch notes for weekend 2, and it is definitely getting nerfed. So that's great. It needed it. So hopefully we see a little bit more variety, especially with the level cap increasing in weekend 2 as well. There'll be some more viable guns, hopefully. But I liked my time using the XM4. I used the AK, like, whatever it is. I don't know if they called it the 74 or the 47 or whatever for the AR. That was good too. But I ended up using the Jackal for a lot of the games I played, just because I felt like I was at a major disadvantage if I didn't use it. Quick side note, in the game here, you can see how much we're down by. Just keep an eye on that. It was the finish of this game was pretty crazy. But yeah, other than that, like, everything else in the game is pretty much what I would expect for a beta. Like, pretty limited features, limited score streaks. I like the score streak setup, how it's basically like that's your only option. There's no like kill streaks. I've always preferred score streaks, so it's nice to have those back as the sole option. Yeah, the maps seemed pretty good. I wasn't a huge fan of the one with the railway cars in it. I have no idea what it was called. But I found that one, like, it was just like, I found it hard to see people in certain places, and it felt like there was a lot of different lines of sight. And I mean, it could be a product also of just like me. I didn't play the beta that much. I want to say I put maybe 4 to 5 hours into it max. So it could just be a product of me not knowing the maps that well. And here's a perfect example of that right on cue. I didn't even know anybody could come up that elevator shaft there. I thought it was just for show, and if you went down it you died or something. But yeah, other than that, there was nothing that was super out of the ordinary for me. I liked how they did the perk system where you have like the 3 tiers, and each tier has the 3 different like types of perks, and then if you use the 3 same types you get the added bonus. I really like that setup. I think it's a pretty cool idea, and actually quite innovative from the perspective of, you know, how much they've changed things over the last, I want to say 5 or 6 years. Like, it feels like, especially with the Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, where Modern Warfare 3 from this year really just felt like a DLC for MW2, which is not that surprising. And check it out, the other team right here is at 247, so we basically can't let them touch the point for the rest of the game. But yeah, the perk setup, I thought it was really well thought out. I'm excited to dig into it a little more, because I felt like I really didn't get a good grasp on what the best setup was for me. Like, I feel like depending on what game modes you're playing, there's probably a lot of different things you can run, a lot of different ways you can play, a lot of different perk setups that you can use, whether you're using all the same ones, or if you could, you know, give yourself an advantage by using some of the same ones or some different ones, so you're not running the three from the same tier, and then you're not getting the bonus. But, you know, you could have some situations where it makes sense to do that. So anyways, I think it'll just be a matter of like playing a lot, watching a lot of the game, and kind of figuring out what works best for me. But overall, like, I'm not I don't regret pre-ordering the game. Like, I think I'll play it quite a bit, no matter if my friends decide to or not. I think it'll be you know, I'll get my money's worth out of it no matter what. Like, I almost always do every year with COD, no matter what happens. So anyways, the end of the game is, I believe, coming up here. My teammate clutched up and got on it with me, and we ended up coming out with the W after being really, really close to losing. I thought for sure that game was chalked, but we did it, came out with the dub, and it felt pretty good. Anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will hopefully have more of these coming soon. Anyways, have a great day, and I will talk to you guys soon.